go bargaining and conveying their message to others. So you might be sort of not necessarily compelled or forced, but because of the way that you are being persuaded, you may agree to, you may yield to his pressure. So insofar as you are not forced, you understand, this is not, you cannot interpret this as if you are being forced, as if there's no, let's say, free will on your own side. But this is somebody who has been able to convince you because of the powerful way in which he bargained to you. And insofar as he has not deceived you in any way, the way he describes it, he is telling you the truth. The price he has quoted that he bought it is true. So he has not committed any, he's not lied to you or tried to deceive you in any way. Everything that he says, everything that he says about the object of sale is true, and you buy it, according to your own free will, it becomes, an act of sale, an act of or a transaction, recognized by Islamic law.
Okay. Another thing, Doctor, here is, in the African context, naturally, if you buy things from people, we have what we call bunya. That is, if you said, I want a cup of sugar, after giving you that cup of sugar, he takes a little and adds it onto what you buy.
Yes.
Right? We call it bunya. Now, in Islam, is that acceptable? Is it good to bunya?
Yeah, according to Fuqaha al-Malikiyya, it's a general rule of the transactions. It's not acceptable, provided that particularly if you give the impression that it's part of, because in our society today, people sometimes are so attached to it that it gives the impression that it's part of the transaction.
If you don't do it, people don't come to your shop.
Exactly. Or in fact, sometimes if you don't do it, they'll say, you are not giving me any bunya, you are not giving me any addition. And what is important is, we must agree on what we're using. Are we measuring what we're selling and buying? Or are we weighing them? Or are we counting them? Like rice, for instance, you measure.
A cup, yeah.
A cup. Meat, you weigh.
You
understand. Other things, you count. So if the object of sale is being measured, the scale that we use to measure, we make sure that it's proper. It's not being tampered with. You understand? It has not been interfered with in order to make the other one in order to deceive the other side, or to put him in a disadvantaged position. Similarly, if it is going to be, if it is weight, let it be weighed properly. So insofar as the measurement that we used is in order, and none is deceiving the order, you understand, and everything is in order, then in this case, what is important is to stick to what we agree upon. If you are buying 5 cups, 5 cup is 5 cup. You're using the right measurement. You understand? The right cup, you're using the right cup, and you make it full if it has to be full on top. If it also will depend. This will depend on the subject of the subject matter itself, or the object of sale. Something like oil, for instance. The way that you fill the cup with oil, you cannot do the same thing with rice. Or the way you fill the cup with rice, you cannot do the same thing with oil. Yeah, but so whatever the case is, we have to stick, to the standard provided for by the rules and the regulations on the ground, and to what society, to what is agreeable to society, and what is known to us or to society. Insofar as we stick to that, the bunya is not part of it. Or if you want to make it very clear that this is something that you're giving to him free of charge, or free of charge, you're giving lillahi, you are giving for the sake of God, but it's not part of the transaction. But anytime it is made part of the transaction, it becomes unlawful.
You said about the oil.
Yes.
If you go to the shops to buy oil, they have something that they use to shiver it. Naturally, if you pour the oil in, it doesn't release all the content. So if you want to reweigh that again or remeasure it again, you realize that it is below the cup.
It is less.
Yeah, less than one.
Well, but I think what they do to shiver it, because sometimes, maybe because of the way it is packed from the factory, you see some, dirt or some filthy elements, that how do you call it, seems to be to enter the barrel or the major container. And in order to separate it from the pure oil which the buyer has come to buy, it is in fact in line. It is in order to sieve it, to make sure that the cup is full. You understand? And when the cup is full and when you pour it to the buyer's container or whatever, make sure that you do it properly too. You don't do it quickly in such a way that by the time you go back to bring more, you have left some leftovers at the bottom of the cup. That will be a way of cheating. You understand? So one has to be very careful. You know, that is why I said it is very important to stick to, you know, what society agrees to be the method of doing it. Now, what has been, you know, provided for in the rules and regulations to be the way of doing it. So you take the cup, fill it with oil, pour it to the buyer's container. Make sure that it is completely empty before you bring another one. You know this surah وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ in Al-Quran Al-Karim. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. When they are selling, they make sure they interfere with the scale or the measuring or the weighing method to make it that so that they will give you less. But if they are buying or if they are getting from you, they make sure that it's properly measured, it's properly weighed, so much so that they get the maximum. So that is not fair. And unless it is conducted in the proper way, that may make the transaction somehow riba or usurious. Wallahu alam.
Okay. You once said here in one of our programs that to lie over a property, you have a cap to sell, a shoe, whatsoever, and you said, I bought this for $700. Whilst maybe you were even given, it was given to you free of charge, maybe, or you bought it for far less than that. But in order to accrue more profit, you lied on the price so that you can have more. You said that that
makes it haram.
Now, what if you buy a property for your wife, for example, and you want to entice her, because women of our time want expensive things, and said to her, I bought this for, maybe you bought it for $200, you said to her, I bought it for $500.
Just to make her happy.
Yeah. Islamically, what will be the judgment?
You know, there's this proverb in Islamic jurisprudence, usul al-fiqh, that's the science of method, the science of sources. Says that al-ahdafu la tubarriru al-wasail. Means cannot justify, or ends cannot justify means. You know, my end or my objective here is to make my wife happy, so that there will be complete peace at home. That does not necessarily justify lying to the wife. Tell the truth, you know. Even though, and you know, the risk is, suppose you bought it at 500, but you tell your wife that the price is 1,500, although the actual price is 500.
Maybe 1,000.
Okay, say 1,000. So a day later, the wife wants to sell it and get another one. And she gets the impression that he bought it at 1,000 and goes out and look. This was bought for me by my husband, and the original price was 1,000. So the wife is lying, but she doesn't know this is lying.
That's very rare. Women don't resell their.
No, it does.
What their husband buys.
Sometimes it may be a particular brand that she doesn't like. I want to exchange it with another one.
Okay.
But because of the fact that she was fed with wrong information, she is going now to take that information out in order for her to sell the thing out. So if she comes to a place where people are not in some environments, they will know. If you say the price is they know this is not 1,000, this might be 500 or 400. But in some other environment, they will not know. You understand? So in other words, you force your wife to lie to others. You see now the seriousness of lying, you know, and that is why, although personally the wife may not be personally held, you know, morally responsible or liable for anything, but you, the one that created the lie from the very beginning, will be held responsible.
So you shouldn't, you know, joke on things, even if it's going to make your house happy.
But joking, you know, joking is part of our daily life. You know, I can
yeah,
say
but joking
something.
naturally, if you look
I
at
can say something.
Most of the time is lies.
Yeah, yeah, but if we are joking, we are not serious.
Yeah, but
You understand?
with